I've lived quite a good life. I've had food on the table. I've lived in a middle class family. I've had an education. I've had freedom to do the things that I want to do. But one of the annoying things that having short stature or dwarfism has is that every day there is some sort of challenge, some sort of obstacle to overcome. And, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've overcome every single challenge in my life and I'm just some super inspiring person facing adversity and overcoming life's challenges. And, I don't want to be that person. I'm just going to be as honest as I can. And I'm really just like you, and I sit here struggling with the same challenges that I have struggled with basically since I was, a young child. But I think just my approach has slightly changed. I feel like one thing that I have learned, and one thing that I feel like we can all relate to, is the feeling of having a challenge, no matter whether it is a small challenge. Maybe it's going to the gym and training legs, because I can relate with that on a very deep level. But, it could also be a big challenge, and it could include, wanting to be more confident, or whether you just lack a general purpose or you don't like what you're doing in life. Or maybe it is letting go of someone who you need to move on from. Something that I've realized is with a lot of life's challenges that we tend to feel like we can't relate with some challenges. We don't think anybody would understand or take seriously, or whatever it might be. Usually ends up getting stuffed down and pushed to the side. And personally, I've experienced this myself. I used to be really into soccer. When I was younger, I really, put everything into becoming the best player that I could possibly be. And I went to a few different clubs. The most nerve-wracking things of moving to a new team were the trials. I absolutely hated the shock factor that people would get when I would turn up. Like, who was this short guy? And I would hate the questions, like, how old are you? And, what's going on? Like people were genuinely curious, and they would ask questions. And obviously there were the kids that, would laugh and would point and do all those things. And it really was hard because I never wanted to be different. I never wanted to be the different kid. I just wanted to fit in. And I think that's a humanly thing. I feel like we all want to feel like we are loved and that we fit in. I don't want to turn this into like a sub story of any sort and feel bad for me or whatever. But I think we all experience this, or maybe experience this, this feeling that we can't relate. And, it's quite draining feeling these challenges that we can't overcome. I've realized something quite powerful and very powerful, but very simple as well. And it's the power of choice. It's the power of perspective. And to this day, I still get stares and, things haven't changed whatsoever. My challenges haven't changed whatsoever. I have the choice to be upset about it. I have the choice to let it get to me and resent the people who stare, or I can have the choice of being completely open to that and being fine with that, and realizing that, people are just curious. And this can be very liberating for our minds to free ourselves from being stuck in what we can't change and what we feel is hopeless. We have the choice to turn it around. We have the choice to do what we can change. You know, you want to be a more social person. Maybe that is talking to that person in line, or if it's going to the gym, maybe it's just going to the gym for 20 minutes rather than killing yourself and going for 2 hours or an hour. Just go for 20 minutes. Start small, and we always have the choice. We are not alone. That nobody can relate. And where you are right now has happened from a life of decisions and choices. It was just a huge realization for me, because it kind of took back that power and that feeling that I'm alone and that nobody can relate, and all this, it took back that power and that my life it's in my hands, and I decide. I am the decision maker. I am the director of my movie, and so are you. And I am nowhere near perfect, to say the least. I am far from it. Very far from it. I still struggle with daily challenges and how to even face them. I don't even know. I'm fairly clueless. I'm just an 18-year-old kid on his journey and going through many different discoveries of life and what I want to do and where I want to be. But I am making the choice to make life as enjoyable as it can. If you aren't happy right now, you have the choice to turn it around. And deep down, I feel like we all know what we truly want. Deep down, it is there. It is there, and we know what we want, and we know the decisions that we have to make to get there. It's simple for me to say that we have to make a choice and a decision, and that it's easy to do that. By all means, it is not easy whatsoever. Some of these choices and decisions are extremely hard, but easy or hard, it is still our choice. It is still our choice at the end of the day. I feel like I'd share this video too, hopefully you can relate and hopefully you can take something away from it, but also a reminder for myself that my life is in my hands, and it is what I make it.